is the Babble Buddies Northwest.
We are your hosts. She is Shansdev.
And he is Larry King Jr.
And we are Babble Buddies Northwest. Welcome to our show where we will be all of the things exciting, informative, foolish, and of course,
comprehensible. Join us together as we journey through the Babble Buddies Northwest podcast, broadcasting to you from the This Is It Video Productions studio. Hello, Babble Buddies Northwest community. Welcome to the show.
Episode 5. You made it. You're here. You're still here. We love you. This is amazing. Hi, guys.
Hello.
And women. I don't want to just say guys.
No.
Look at me.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hello, Babble Buddies community.
Community.
Because we are community/family.
We are community.
I got all my Babble buddies with me.
Woo!
High five vibe.
You know what I was thinking about? Because I hear about people doing like residencies and all of the whole ways for music and how it's evolved. I think about this. These are the things I think about.
If
when
you
I'm
want
thinking,
insight into Shan's brain.
this is what I'm thinking about. Remember when you used to have to go to the store and they would pull out like the 3-ring binder?
Oh, the vinyl.
Oh, yeah. And you pick your seat.
Oh, that was an experience.
To get a ticket to a concert was like a thing.
Like an 8-hour line. You had to wait 8 hours or 7 days.
One year, there was a store here. It's gone now. It was called the Bon Marché. And I went there, and they had like a ticketing department.
Yeah.
And I went to the ticketing department, and I'm like, oh, cool, there's no line. And then I'm like, oh. As you turn the corner, it goes down the stairwell. Down the stairwell. And it was just like waiting in line to buy Neil Diamond tickets.
It's Neil Diamond.
Well, it's at...
Is Neil Diamond calling?
Neil's calling me.
Neil! I knew you was a fan of the show.
Sweet
Caroline, Babble Buddies.
Yes.
So good. So good. He's talking about the Babble Buddies. Northwest.
Neil, we love you. I know. We love you, Neil. So, but I stood there and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, this line of people just to buy the tickets. And we had to go to the store or wherever they sold the tickets to get to the concerts.
Correct.
But now there's live streaming.
Yeah.
Now there's residencies.
There's everything.
You go to the artist doesn't have to come to you.
Yeah, you can actually chat with the artist on certain platforms, right?
It is amazing.
But you're absolutely right. The way music has changed. Remember us going to record stores? They're obsolete now. There's no such thing as a record store. You're like, record store? I don't speak that gibberish. You know what I'm saying?
A great story about a little Shans is when it was school shopping season, my mom would say to my dad, look, take the kids school shopping. You know where we would go? We went to a place called Tower Records.
Tower Records!
And they used to have the rock jerseys with the 3/4 sleeves.
Yes.
But they were packaged like albums.
Yes.
And that is where I got my first of the school year clothes.
And that,
Tower Records.
And that's an experience that you don't have anymore because everything's online. But what do you miss most about record stores?
Just going there, the posters, the experience, the thumbing through everything, learning, looking, seeing. So many people you wouldn't ever know about, but you see like their photo or their shirt or their poster.
Which makes you buy the album.
There you go.
That was me.
Yes.
I was thumbing through stuff. I've never heard of this. That's how I found a Tribe Called Quest. Like, they looked amazing. I was like, Tribe Called Quest? I'm going to have to get this.
The Pacific Northwest is known for its music. It's music vibes.
It is known for its music vibes.
We aren't just about rain.
Yeah.
No.
Rain. I scoff at you.
This is a scoffing.
It's all about the music and the vibes. Yes.
And the vibes. Larry, as an East Coast transplant.
I am an East Coast transplant.
And I use the word transplant, but you were you were placed here for a reason.
I was. To be a Babble Buddy.
Babble Buddy.
Northwest.
But when you were on the East Coast, tell me, what names came to mind? Who did you know? And you're like, oh, They're from that place called Seattle. They're from this place called the Pacific
Frasier.
But I hear you.
But you're talking about musically.
Salad and scrambled eggs. We love you, Frasier.
We love you, Frasier. The reboot's coming.
Yes.
But yes.
Thank you. Have the Babble Buddies on. We'll visit the radio station.
Come on down here. Kelsey Grammer. We'd love to interview you.
We love you, Kelsey.
But yes, so far as musically, whom I've heard of, well, of course, was My Anaconda Don't Want None Unless You Got Buns, Huns. So Sir Mix-a-Lot, of course. Can we say that?
Buns, Huns.
Is that okay?
Producer Mark, are we doing Buns, Huns?
Yeah, can I say Anaconda on the radio?
We're good.
So we're just talking about a snake.
If it's played on the radio, we're okay.
Okay, perfectly.
All right. Yeah.
But, so I've heard of Sir Mix-a-Lot.
But yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot is amazing.
Amazing. Of course, Nirvana I heard of, Pearl Jam. Also, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Everybody played that, but Bing Crosby. Just like the one where I got no presents. But yes, I heard of Bing. Jimmy, of course, right? Oh my God. Anybody who can play the guitar.
Mr. Hendrix?
Yes, Upside Down. Come on. That is what? Jimi Hendrix. There's a whole Hall of Fame named after him downtown.
You know, there's a funny story about that for the Foxy Lady song. Foxy Lady. It was misspelled.
Really?
And then they printed it and kept it going, and then she said, let it go.
Leave it. Let it
Yeah.
be.
So the E wasn't supposed to be there, but it
Really?
is there. So yeah, that's a really
So that was a misprint,
misprint.
which became
Let's
famous.
go. There you go.
Oh, I love it.
That's Mr. Hendrix.
I love
there
it.
you go.
And the-
Jimmy, we love you.
We love you, Jimmy.
I just would have loved to just talk to him for 5 minutes.
Yes.
5
Just
minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you know how valuable that would have been, Producer Mark?
Oh,
that
my
would have
God,
been so valuable.
Yeah.
Just the insight. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, yes. But the music is really the history. This is what we heard about on the East Coast. It's like Seattle is known for grunge music and just the history, kind of where music come from. And again, Sir Mix-a-Lot, of course. It's the best line on earth. My anaconda don't want none unless you got.
There
But everybody
goes
knows
Larry
that.
again.
Like people in third world countries are singing that. My anaconda don't want none. It's like, we're in Nairobi.
And this is why we babble.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, but yes. So I've heard of a few artists.
Have you heard of those famous sisters? I'm talking about Anna and Nancy Wilson of Heart.
No, I have not heard.
Wait,
I have not.
what?
I have not heard of Heart.
You're kidding
I just have
me.
a heartbeat. That's all I have. I've never heard of this. No. Can you
What?
explain to me about the Heart Sisters?
Well, they were born in California.
Okay.
But when the family, their father was a Marine Corps,
Oh,
and
nice.
he retired to Bellevue, Washington.
Bellevue.
Yes.
Which is local.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
local, and their music is amazing.
Okay.
And
I'll have to
their
check this out.
songs are literally. They had this. They started off, and then they had like this resurgence with MTV, where everything was more of the whole MTV look, where they had all
that
these
vibe
the
Pauly
the
Shore
hits.
vibe.
Yeah, but their first album had so many hits,
Really?
that are still played today. Magic Man, Crazy, Crazy.
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Crazy. Oh, it's like Ann Wilson. Oh, that voice,
Wilson,
the female voice of rock and roll.
Yeah.
is awesome. And Nancy Wilson, to be a chick, to be just a rock star on the guitar.
I love it. I'm gonna check it out. But I've never heard of Heart.
Nancy, hello.
Hello. Get on the show. We love you.
They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013.
Nice.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they
That's
had
big now.
All the original members were there.
Really? Oh,
They
that's
are-
great. That's great. Oh, that's great.
Hometown girls.
Listen, Heart, if you're listening, we would love to have you on Babble Buddies. Come on, come babble with us.
Come play our guitars.
They're here. They're here to be played.
Nancy, play the
By Ann
guitar.
Wilson.
Then
right.
we
yeah.
have our little buddy,
Who's
Mac
that?
Lamar.
What? This is where I went thrift shopping. I'm telling
He
you.
is one of the best known modern artists from Washington.
Yes.
Yes. He's got Thrift Shop.
Yeah.
He's got Can't Hold Us.
Can't Hold-
Can't Hold Us.
Yeah.
Thrift Shop.
Yes.
Reached #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot
Everybody
100.
loved it. Everybody loved that song.
Number one.
You know how hard it is to be number one?
Do you know?
Yes.
Macklemore
and to make something.
knows how hard it is.
Yes, he does, because you can't. It's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat. But when you make a song as iconic as that because it's relatable.
There you go.
Everybody was like, "I'm gonna wear your grandpa clothes."
Time to go thrift shopping.
Yes. So the song, we heard about it, and like it was transcending, right? Because nobody talked about what people were doing. And when we heard the song, we was like, "What? Hey, boy, he's speaking the truth."
We were like, I'm on the East Coast, but I'm going to pop some tags.
I only got $20 in my pocket. This is effing awesome. But it's true. Because we've done it. We did it. We never spoke about it. So when we were like, wait a minute, this man is speaking the truth.
There's other thrift shoppers.
This man is speaking the truth. And it was just so relatable. And that's, like, you could talk from the East Coast to No Man Land, Kentucky, to One Horseville, Tennessee, right? Everybody was popping them tags for $20, right?
One Horseville.
One Horseville, Tennessee. That's it. You know what I mean? So, but that's why that song reached number one, because it's so relatable.
You know, there's another Northwest band. They're MXPX.
Okay. I don't know MXPX.
They're
sound like a dirt biking band.
I know, it does. Seriously, it does sound like a dirt biking band. Because not the most well-known pop punk band.
Pop punk band.
But they are from Bremerton, Washington.
Oh, Bremerton is local. Represent Bremerton. You have a band now.
They were formed.
BMX riders.
Is that
okay, not BMX.
MXPX. They were formed in 1992.
Okay.
They are still going strong today.
Nice.
They were originally called Magnified Plaid. But
I like that name.
I know,
Magnified
but the name
Plaid.
it didn't fit well on the posters. We'll go back to the posters, right?
Okay,
so
poster errors were awesome though.
Everybody
had people still have posters to this day.
Posters are where it's at because Magnified Plaid, their name didn't fit well on the posters, so they condensed their name to MP and they used X's instead of dots for the period.
Ah, that's clever.
But
that's clever.
They not only have a cool, intriguing name.
MXPX,
they have already played alongside other bands like Blink 182.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's big. I know Blink.
They've been on the Warped Tour.
Wow.
And so they have played alongside all these bands at the pop punk festivals known as the Warped Tour.
Pop Punk Festival?
Yes!
Yes, go Pop Punk!
And the anniversary of the Pop Punk Festival's Warped Tour.
Warped Tour? Is that a good thing? It sounds like it's warped.
And one of their songs is even dedicated to their hometown. It's called Move to Bremerton.
Hey now.
In fact, the band's version of
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? My name is MXPX. No? Is that that's not how it went?
It is.
All right.
I love it. MXPX for the win.
It's game time.
They through all of the challenges of COVID and everything, where everything was shut down, they came out on top for live streams, engaging with their audience. It's awesome. MXPX
for the win. Bremerton, Washington. MXPX, we know you're fans of the show. We know this. Come on here. Let's talk about where are you? Where are you? You're not here. It's where you need to be. So let's Scooby-Dooby-Doo here, MXPX. I love that. I didn't know they were from here, but the story about the band makes me want to now download their stuff.
Pacific Northwest, it encompasses, technically 3 states? Washington, Idaho,
and Oregon.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay. So there's so much more still going on.
Yes.
It's like it didn't end with grunge.
It did not.
And as sure as heck, it didn't start with grunge because the PNW has always had music. Grunge put us on the map. We're not this weird little place in the upper left.
The music, the diversity of music here, and what I've come to see, has been great.
Even the lady that did Angel of the Morning, Marilee Rush.
Marilee Rush.
I believe it was in the 60s.
Okay.
And then people sampled that song in the 90s.
Yeah.
Even Juice Newton did it.
Yes. Well, first off, you got a name like Juice Newton.
Well, if you got a name like Juice Newton.
Come on.
Why?
Hello. Juice Newton.
Music.
You got the juice now, Newton.
The Louie guys, the Kingsmen.
Yeah, Kingsmen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Louie. Yeah, it's just, the Pacific Northwest has musicians.
It does. Really, it does.
And
it's a great area to come
people.
visit to.
Seriously. And
we do.
So we have the people.
We have the people.
We have been very
blessed
wonderfully
with music.
blessed
Wonderfully
to
blessed with
listen
music.
to the music and to meet some other people.
We have.
We have the new people, such as
new
Coaster
artists.
out of
Coaster
Selah, Washington.
is phenomenal.
Near Yakima.
But yes,
it's
Coaster was
Selah.
awesome. Selah, Washington.
Selah, Washington, homeboy, Coaster.
Coaster.
Shames, I've been staring at this radio all day.
What do we do?
Crank it up.
Confide in me and put your pride in me. Got no bandit on my face, but you can ride with me. I'm a lunatic and that's fine with me. I close my eyes when I kiss, love is blind to me. Imagination is a fragrance that my soul loves to smell. Painting pictures with my words and scaring birds when I yell. A monster's how I feel, not how it felt when I fell down.
What you're saying, everything happens for a reason, right? And it's not about winning or losing, it's about shaping your craft, right?
Yeah.
But I love your name, Coaster, right?
Thank
but
you.
Coaster isn't your real name.
No, it's
so
not.
could you tell us how that name came about?
I really don't know. It somewhat has to do with my real name, but
I have a nickname, and I don't know how it happened.
no, like it's weird. Like my
we
grandma.
love you even more at that point.
That is
oh
awesome.
My gosh.
Yeah, my grandma gave me the name, and it's just I have like my whole childhood on tape, and we were actually just watching some of it, and they've been calling me Coaster since maybe even before a year old. Like I've always been Coaster, and of course when I was 13, 14, trying to figure out who I am as an artist and trying to come up with stupid rap names, and it just like Coaster just felt right, like that's just who I was, and so that's just kind of what I carried out.
Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you,
Grandma.
He won Best Overall Performance at the 2022 Apple Jam.
Apple Jam. You had a recent victory there, right?
I did.
Where you demolished everyone. Say it, you demolished everyone.
No, I
you
can't.
crushed
say that.
everyone.
I can't say that. No, it was quite an experience. I don't do a lot of stuff like in my hometown anymore. Sometimes I perform there like once or twice a year, and actually just got done losing a competition in Seattle, and so what was that? That was actually the Summer Meltdown Showdown. It was the second time that I made it to the top 4, top 5, and then we had to go battle it out at the Nectar Lounge in Seattle. That was my second time losing, and so went back home. It's cool. Everybody was so talented. Yeah, I went home and I was just like, should I do this competition? Should I not? And end up getting voted in for it, and so I ended up doing it, and I ended up winning Best Performance. And it kind of rebuilt a relationship with the State Fair Park in Yakima, and they helped on my part to pretty much work with Flow Rider's management, and that's what kind of got me to open for Flow Rider at the fair last year.
Now, Coaster, with over a decade of experience in the business, right? Can you give us a little bit about how your creativity comes about? Because you write music that's somewhat angry, somewhat calm, somewhat just you, right? And so how did your music come about, your style, your writing? What influences you, and is it geared to the Pacific Northwest?
I've been told that's actually a really good question. I've never been asked that.
Because I'm awesome, Coaster.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that is, it's one thing that I don't think about.
Okay.
And like other artists out here don't think about until you start traveling. And it specifically brings up a memory of when I did a show down in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I had a radio interview down there, and then I had a show, and after I got done performing, everybody's just like, yo, like what island are you from? But like, you don't sound like you're from here. And I'm just like, no, I'm Mexican, I'm not Hawaiian, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm from Washington State. But they're like, no, that's what it is. Like, you have like that Northwest sound. Like, I don't know what it is, but you don't sound like you're from here. And to me, it's just my music, you know what I mean? But like, once you start traveling outside, it's like, people can recognize that. Just like you can recognize when, an artist, you can tell is from like New York or, from Atlanta. But to go back to the original question, I feel like I originally got into music because it's kind of what helped me vent. I feel like I didn't grow up with a lot of friends. I didn't grow up with a lot of people to talk to. Therapy wasn't a thing. It wasn't, and my parents splitting up, at a age 12 or whatever. That's just one of that just hard ages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're trying to find yourself.
Trying to get that identity, create that identity.
Yeah, trying to find out who you are.
Yep.
And I feel like I really used it to vent, and that's why I've always been so, I just gravitate towards like even other artists that are more like darker and songs that just have more meaning and just powerful and anger and sadness. And I love that. And that's what I like started out writing. And it's been very cool to kind of evolve over the years. But I feel like it was 2020 when I really like kind of stepped out on a limb and I wrote Wish Me Worries. We did that during COVID because we were touring so much. You know, I did 5 tours with Afro Man, a couple tours with Stevie Stone, and we really had to slow down. And I was like, okay, I have nothing, like I don't have a project on Spotify or streaming platforms because we're touring so much, we're just selling CDs. You know, we're doing it the old school way. I always believed in the old school hustle, but like COVID really gave us a chance to be like, look, I need to settle down. I need to write a new album. And it was going to start out dark. If you listen to the very first songs on Wish Me Worries, which is titled Wish Me Worries, it sounds like the album is going to go in a totally different direction. And that's because it was supposed to. It was supposed to be that darker stuff that I love writing. And I don't know what happened. I was listening to a lot of Mac Miller. I was just feeling kind of vibey. And the album just took a totally different direction that I'm just glad that it went in. Because it was just like I kept the lyrics with more vibey songs and being able to perform them. I think it was the Swayze tour. We did a little like 3-run with Swayze. And I think the first stop was Bellingham. And my wife is actually the one that told me, like, perform your new stuff. Like, you need to perform your new stuff. Okay. And I ended up doing it, ended up killing. I just didn't think that the crowd was going to get that kind of reaction out of that kind of music out of me. And so that was just like another step of evolving and kind of finding myself as an artist.
Who are some of the artists that influenced you, and what was it about them that influenced you? Was it something that resonated, I guess, with Coaster?
If we, like, being honest, like, going back to when I was younger, like I always like kind of want to be a rapper and stuff, and being from a small town like Selah, you know, a smaller, you know, predominantly white community, conservative community, and you know, wanting to be a Mexican rapper, I guess I didn't really get a whole lot of like culture through hip hop, you know what I mean? Like I felt like I had to kind of find it a little bit, and I feel like SPM was one of those artists that I found where I was just like, he's a Mexican rapper, but he's not a Chicano rapper. And I didn't think it was a thing. I didn't think it was possible. And so that really inspired me, like, because I've never like wanted to be a Chicano rapper, you know? And so I was just like, look, he's doing it. And of course, like when I started diving into music, artists like, of course, Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? When it comes to like metaphors and like being creative like that, I love being creative when it comes to like metaphors. And Nelly, I feel like Nelly was one of the first albums that I really got that, you know, me and my homie, you know, me and my homies on the bus that, you know, would trade CDs and stuff. And I remember, you know, Nellyville and all that, that was just one of those albums that really like kind of made me want to rap. And then I started like making parodies. And of course, I listened to Weird Al Yankovic back in the day.
Of course, he's the king of parodies.
Yeah, so it was an easy stepping stone to start making parodies of songs, and that's what like. And then I started like really writing after that, you know.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you mentioned you're from the small town of
Selah, Washington.
One more time, say it again.
AKA Slaw Town.
You know it.
Selah, Washington.
Now I want to talk to you about, or just ask a question. How did your local community support you? And the things that have, like, how does Selah support Coaster? Are you feeling love is what I'm trying to figure out.
I absolutely do. And it's been absolutely amazing. Like, I feel like I've always, man, there's a love-hate relationship there just because, I mean, well, back in school and stuff, I got bullied for like trying to be a rapper or whatever. But like, as I really got out there, I really started gaining support of the people. But at the same time, I've gone, you know, toe to toe with the city as far as, you know, voicing my opinion and them not liking my opinion, and like, but I feel like I've always had the support of the people. And of course, when I started getting into motivational speaking and started doing stuff at schools, it kind of went in a totally different direction. And especially that combined with like my sobriety, it's brought a totally different spin on just like my music career in general and the way people perceive me. Or hip hop in general, you know what I mean? It makes people, I hear it a lot, like humbly saying, like I hear it a lot, like doing festivals like this, where people like to come up to me and they're like, I don't like rap music, I don't even like hip hop, but I like what you're doing and I like your music.
Badly on the road to being famous. A lot lot of pit stops, a lot of feeling of complacement, feeling like a bad doctor, cause I'm losing all my patience.
And he is not only a national touring
artist,
hip hop artist.
Opened up for one and only. Just let it burn. We're talking about Flow Rider. He opened up for the Flow and the Rider.
We have another band out of Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene, and then we're not talking about the football team, huh?
We are not.
We're talking about the Ducks.
Fireball Sunset. That is Fireball
I love that.
Sunset.
Yes. I love it.
We spoke with Stan Hixson of Fireball Sunset.
Wonderful human being.
We had a great conversation about life, music, keep moving forward, and what it means when they take the stage.
Yes. Oh, it's good.
Hello. Yeah, my name's Stan Hixson. I'm from Eugene, Oregon. I'm originally from Yakima, Washington, lead singer for the band Fireball Sunset. And I just want to say right off the bat that I am honored to be here, and I've been watching your guys' episodes, and this is unbelievable, and I appreciate you making me part of this episode, being able to promote Fireball Sunset.
Thank you so much, Dan. That is absolutely awesome. Can you please tell our listeners a little bit about your role and the other band members in the band, who does what, and how Fireball Sunset does its thing?
So I'm going to go back a little further than Fireball Sunset. Back in the past, I had kind of a shady past, and I've been in and out of bands here and there. And I've had a couple prison stints here and there due to bad decisions in my life. So I got out and I had to stay in this, what they call CCC up here in Eugene, where it's kind of like you got to be incarcerated, but yet you get to go out and work. And so I was incarcerated looking for a project because music has always been part of my life growing up, ever since I was 14, 15 years old, thanks to some good buddies of mine back in Yakima, Washington. I answered an ad on Craigslist. It was for a bass player. So I answered the call. I was able to get out of the CCC and go and audition for this band. I got hired on the spot as a bass player, and I met this drummer while I did this, and his name was Sam Adato. And Sam is he's the leader of Fireball Sunset, basically. He has these stories that are just incredible. You know, it's just like I met him, I went to his studio. He runs a drum shop that's full of drums. So if you're up in the Eugene area, look up Sam Adato Drum Shop. You got to buy a snare drum or something. But anyways, I was amazed by his drum shop, and I went up into his studio, and he started playing me these songs and telling me these stories about how he used to open up for Deep Purple and Slayer and Robin Trower and all these different bands that he's toured with, and I'm just like, whoa. So it was like an honor to be in the same room as this guy, actually. He's so professional. He handles himself. He treats people with the respect. But at the same time, he wants everybody, he brings out the best in you. I didn't have the time to really practice, you know, and these guys were progressing. They had these songs that were just like off the charts, right? And I'm like, dude, I can't keep up with this. I don't have enough time to practice. So I showed up at practice one day and I said, listen, Sam, I don't think that I can keep up with the bass. I'm gonna have to back out of this project. But while I was playing bass for you guys, I had words rolling through my head. I've got some ideas for some vocals. So when you guys get this project finished, and if I just feel like my bass playing is holding you back, but when you're ready to audition singers, please give me a call. And about 3 months later, Sam gives me a call and he's like, dude, I can't find a singer anywhere in Eugene. Can you come and audition? And I said, hell yeah. And it's a fun band because they come at me with all this music and I get to put headphones on and just write poems and words to the music. And so it's just a lot of fun for me. It's basically a biography of my life, this band.
Who are some of your musical influences and how have they shaped you and some of the songs that you have written for Fireball Sunset?
I'm going to have to say number one is this guy right here, Robert Plant and the Boys.
Oh, is that a Led Zeppelin shirt?
Yeah, so Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, you know, but I love all genres of music. You know, I grew up, my mom and dad, so my dad was listening to old country, you know, early Waylon Jennings, things like that. My mom's listening to Helen Reddy and Dolly Parton. I wanted so bad to be a guitarist when I was young, but I was around these phenomenal guitar players as a youngster, like Mark and like my buddy Gary, and it almost made me feel like I don't want to play guitar. I have these guys to play guitar. I want to sing. One of my idols, obviously, is Kiss. Paul Stanley has always been somebody I've followed. I love the way he can play rhythm and sing, and I've always kind of followed his steps. So I always have an acoustic project going on, no matter what I've got going on the side. I love playing acoustic and writing my own music. Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, I love the Foo Fighters, just anything that comes out. There's nothing that I don't like to listen to. And, you know, I stay in music because I'm done chasing the dream. You know, I'm 54 now, and it's like, you know, I feel like at my prime. But, you know, music is one of those things where it's not like an athlete.
Your audition song, Man on the Silver Mountain, it's not an easy song. What was your process in getting that song?
I found that in recovery, my voice, so I used to be my own worst critic, and I still am. And I think we all are our own worst critic, right? We do a video or we do a podcast and we listen back and we're like, oh my God, I should have done something different there, right? Shan?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
So when we first started in 2017, there was a couple times that I kind of struggled because, you know, I always felt like I was holding them back because I wasn't my 100%. But I have found in recovery, so I'm working on 2 years clean now.
All right. Congratulations.
And I found in this past year and a half that I can look when I'm performing, I can look at the crowd in their eyes. Rather than turning around and putting away from the audience, I'm more audience interacted. I can hit my highs and hold them. My performance is just like night and day now compared to when I wasn't at my 100%.
What is it like, or what will the fans get from a live performance with Fireball Sunset?
I feel like that's where Fireball Sunset shines, is on the stage. I mean, I just can't talk about enough of how free it is up there and how much I love to give a performance, because it's a way to give back to people that even want to give us a listen. And people that usually come and see us one time, they're usually there the second time. We have these people around Eugene that when they hear we're playing, they're always there. And I feel like it's growing and growing to go up there and give everybody the peace sign, you know, and to do my Bruce Dickinson and put my foot up on the monitor and you know, just really get to it. And it's just, by the end of our show, I am drenched with sweat, and I just really believe we just leave it all out there, and it's just a lot of fun for us.
What is the music scene in Eugene, Oregon, and how does that drive you to push it out there, to get people to come to your shows and to experience what they can experience? You
know, we do a little bit of everything, but we like to focus on originals, and it just seems like in Eugene here right now, and don't get me wrong, the music scene, it's as old men, because we're getting older, and it's what's cool about our band is that I have a
wiser, older, and that's a good thing. Yeah,
yes.
It's a good thing to get older.
Yeah. And I have a bass player that's 28. I have a guitar player that's 32, and then I have me that's 54, and then I have an older drummer. So it's like we're just spread out, in this range of variety of music that we all grew up to. So it's like we throw all that into a little ball, and this is what you get with Fireball Sunset.
What are some of your guys' Fireball Sunset future plans in the coming years? And then what I really want to know, it's a two-part question. We're going to have fun here. the message you want to give to fans.
Basically, the message we like to give to our fans is and our goal in the future. We're not going anywhere. Sky's the limit for this band, and I just am very honored to be in this band because of the players that I'm playing with, especially Sam on the drums. His knowledge and his experience has driven me to become a better musician myself. And as long as he keeps beating those drums, Fireball Sunset's not going anywhere.
We are together, this is where we belong.
Music is really keeping his head above water, and music is what's keeping him moving. And music has that ability to blend everybody together.
Music matters.
Music matters.
It makes the world go around.
It does. It really does. Music brings people together.
Larry, you know what time it is?
Oh, is it Sean's humor?
It is.
Okay, I'm ready now. Hold on now. I'm ready.
What musical genre makes a balloon terrified?
Sasquatch. Ah! I'm right. I know I'm right.
He's our hide and seek champion. No, it's pop, pop, pop music. Wouldn't you be terrified if you were a balloon?
I'm gonna play your needlepoint.
Boom.
That's a record.
Boom.
Boop. I get it. Pop music. Oh, that's good.
But,
Okay, so I have to rebuttal. And
Oh.
since we're keeping it musically, are you ready, Sean?
I'm ready.
How do you make a band stand?
Ow.
Remove the chairs. Ah! Ba-da-ba!
No chair for you.
No chair for you.
No chair.
The no soup. No soup for you. No chair for you.
No chair.
Stand and play that violin.
Oh, stand.
What? Yeah, just play. We've been playing for hours. Stand.
Stand. The man said stand.
Bam.
Well, that's all for now, Babble Buddies Northwest community. Thank you for watching. Keep rocking. And you know what I say? I say, be better at life.
And I say, keep your grass mowed. We don't want weeds. We don't want weeds.
To you and you and you.
We thank you for being a part of our Babble Buddies community.
We will see you next time on Babble Buddies
Northwest. As always, she is Shan's Dev.
And he is Larry King Jr.
And we are your Babble Buddies.